So we're going to start this webinar today, which is it's a summit, and we call it a summit because, well, literally we have people coming from all over the world joining us, and we're going to be exploring a few ideas. I did a webinar with other Legacy Club directors. We did that like a couple of months ago, and I wanted to do something a little bit different today. And some of you may or may not know who I am. I'll introduce myself very briefly, and I'll go into a little bit more details. I'm Bernardo Moya. I'm the founder of The Best You. I'm the author of The Question, and I'm kind of like, been at the forefront of the personal development industry for 11, 12 years now. But I've been passionate about personal development for a very long time, 20, 25 years. So I'm going to be sharing a few ideas that hopefully will be thought-provoking, that will allow you to kind of think differently and maybe come up with a few ideas of your own. And what I want to share is my experiences as an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for more than 30 years. I've been a failure a few times as far as I've failed, but I've took some great feedback from that, and I reinvented myself a few times. I've hit rock bottom. But I've been an entrepreneur, and I understand what it takes to be an entrepreneur, from having no employees to quite a few employees, to losing all my employees and to starting all over again and starting new businesses. I've done many aspects and understand many aspects of running a business, from branding, marketing, going global, selling. I enjoy it very much. And what I'm going to be sharing here today is my experience. That's my experience of what I understand personal development is, and also, but most importantly, what it should be. So with your permission, I'm going to be sharing my screen, and we're just going to be exploring a few ideas. So bear with me, please. It won't take us long to get into the material. Okay. So here we go. And I'm going to move that over there. So my little head pops in from there, and I'm going to present from here. So I've got some people from my team, obviously, online. And please, Alex or Bev, if there's any questions, if anything is specific that you wanted to point out, either regarding the presentation, something that might not be clear, my voice, please just make sure that you message me. But I wanna welcome once again everyone that's here today. And for, as I said, some of you, my Legacy Club directors that are here today, I will be inviting you at some point. So you literally a little message will pop up inviting you to become a panelist. And we'll take it from there. Okay, thank you so much. So what is the purpose of life? That's kind of what I'm going to start with, is when it comes down to legacy, or when it comes down to life in particular, what is the purpose of life? And the fact is that there's what is also the purpose of personal development. Kind of what is it? Why do we get into personal development? And I want to explore what that is and what the reason is. I think that we attend seminars, and I'm going to take for granted that anyone and everyone that's on here is passionate about personal development, because if not, I don't know how you came to us. Or you maybe come to us because of the word legacy. Maybe that's appealing to you. But I understand, and I'm going to assume that all of you are interested in personal development. But I understand the purpose of personal development is for us to become the best version of ourselves. But we do it because we want to learn, we want to grow, we want to expand, we want to explore what is it we're here for. But we do it because we want to leave something behind. Speakers, authors, people that watch TED Talks, that read books, is because they want to improve themselves. And they want to improve themselves because they want to become better, because they want to help and inspire their kids or their families. And then my previous question is what is the purpose of life? And I really understand that the purpose of life is to ultimately, I believe, is to leave something behind, isn't it? I mean, that's why we work. That's why some of us have kids. That's why, we want to lose weight, or we want to become more confident. So having understood or trying to explore what the purpose of life is, what the purpose of personal development. So what does actually leaving a legacy mean? What does it mean? It's a word that I think is very appealing to many of us, but what does it actually mean? Now, we'll talk about how much time do we explore around leaving a legacy, and how much time do we do that, but what does it actually mean? So the other question would be, do we actually need to leave a legacy? Do we need to leave a legacy? Because some people obviously don't care about leaving a legacy. They have absolutely no interest at all, and they seem quite happy. I believe that we need to leave one, but how much time do we explore about what does that mean, leaving one? And is life, is the meaning of life, is it about making money? For many people it is. It's about making as much money as possible, and we'll explore that, because I think that it has been the purpose of many, many millionaires and billionaires that then understood at a point in their life that, you know what, it isn't only about money. But is it only about making money? Is it about building a business? The entrepreneurs that are out there, do we do what we do because we want to build a business? And if we do it because we want to build a business, do we build a business because we want to make the world a better place? Do we build a business because we want to help others? Or do we build a business because we want to make money and then we want to simply retire? And is it about having a family? Is leaving a legacy having a family? For me, I found myself saying this quite frequently. I would say quite frequently that for me, my best legacy in life is about my family. I believe that that's my legacy. I look at my kids and I'm extremely proud about. I'm extremely proud of them. I'm proud of who they are, who they've become, how charismatic and amazing they are, and how they are going out there and taking the Moya surname and making the world a better place. So for me, it has been important to leave a family. For some of you, is it about writing a book? You know, some of you, is that why you write a book? Is that why you have the intention of writing a book? Because you want to inspire others and you want to leave a legacy that way somehow, where you've helped people to become, I don't know, better public speakers, or to become better communicators, or to lose weight, or to find love. Is that what leaving a legacy is? Is it becoming a speaker? Is that why you have people going on TED Talks, or people going and speaking at expos? Is it because, you know, they want to go on stage to inspire and to help people? And I think a lot of us have been in a seminar room sometimes where someone has said something, you know, and all of a sudden it triggered something that really kind of inspired us to kind of like do something that was, you know, inspiring to all sorts of people. So is it about becoming a speaker? Is it about creating a charity? I know a lot of people have gone out there and created phenomenal charities. And is that the reason, or is that what meaning a legacy is? Is that what it is? Or is it maybe supporting a charity? Maybe some of you are already working on you know, in supporting a great cause that is dear to your heart. Maybe that's what it is. I want to explore, and this is something that we've shared in a lot of the Legacy Club meetings that we've done in the past, is what does leaving a legacy mean? What is a definition of leaving a legacy? And the fact is that it's a very boring definition when you read it on the dictionary, because it says that the dictionary defines legacy as a gift or bequest that is handed down from one person to another. It is something descendable, that one comes into possession of what is transmitted, inherited, or received from a predecessor. That's the definition of legacy. Bloody boring, but that's what you read in the dictionary. I found something that has a little bit more meaning, again, that we share. So in our Legacy Club meetings, that often you think about legacy, that is something that is left behind after a person has passed. I believe that your life, if we look at the legacy as that your life matters, as everything that you say and you do is a deposit into your legacy. So I'll repeat that. Your life matters as everything that you say and do is a deposit into your legacy. Creating your legacy is beyond the pursuit of success. It's about impacting society by finding your true life purpose, other than by emphasis or on accomplishments, wealth, recognitions, prestige, acclaim, power, or position. That, for me, is what legacy is. It's about understanding that what you say and do is a deposit into your legacy. So a kind word to someone, or showing kindness, can be a legacy. Supporting a charity, of course, picking up plastic on the beach on a Saturday morning, inspiring your kids, being healthy, helping homeless kids, or helping people that have mental health issues. That, for me, is part of what a legacy is. Now, I've got a few quotes here that we've been sharing on some of our platforms, like the Best You Legacy Club Open, but people will forget, and this is the one from Maya Angelou, that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. There's a quote here from Benjamin Franklin that says that if you would not be forgotten as soon as you're dead, either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. I love the one from Steve Harcovey that I've obviously used quite a lot of time, which is life is about living, laughing, and leaving a legacy. I love this one that we're using quite frequently, is that the meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. And I think this is beautiful. So the meaning of life is to find your gift, but the purpose of life is to give it away. So my journey and kind of where I've come to the conclusion of what I've come to is the fact that, I've been doing this for a long time. As I said, for more than nearly 11 years now, I've been at the forefront of personal development. All my workshops, seminars, events, I've had more or less 70,000 people attend. I promoted more than 700 speakers. So I've met a few inspiring people. I've interviewed more than 60, 70 people over my life, probably more now, if I include all my podcasts. I met some great people, and I've been in business for 30 years, as I've said before. I've failed a few times and I've learned a few things. And out of all the things that I've done, this for me is the most exciting thing that, as I said, I'm doing, and it's the Best You Legacy Club. And I'll share that with you and the reason why. So within all the things that I've done is we have the Best You magazine. We've got our online platform. So the Best You magazine has been going for 5 years, and we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of articles. The Best You Online has more than 700 expo talks from all these different expos that I've done internationally. They're all recorded, they're all there. We've done the Best You Awards for 3 years, which is a recognition to those that are leading in the industry. Obviously the expos, and those are my big events where we have, like for example in London, we had 14,000 people attend this year, and more than 170 speakers attend this year specifically, 700 in total. All this content's going on the Best You TV and also the Best You Legacy Club. And the reason I came to this conclusion of the Best You Legacy Club, and these are just some of the people that I've obviously met, the reason I came up with this idea of the Legacy Club is because I really feel that this was missing. And what was missing is that what's the use of learning or attending all these courses, all these seminars? Why do we do it? We do it because we want to leave something behind. But how often do we spend time disconnecting from our mobile phones, turning all those electronic devices off, turning the bloody television off, and just spending some time connecting with like-minded individuals and talking and discussing the ideas that are important? And what I've discovered is that we don't. We just simply don't. We're reading, we're attending courses, we make all these notes, there's thousands of notes everywhere. What do we do with these things? How often do we spend time in really supporting and helping each other? I'm not talking about a network where you talk with someone where it's purely business. I'm talking about really connecting. And that's what I felt was missing. And I thought of this idea of creating these safe havens, these opportunities for us to network and connect. So the idea of the Best You Legacy Club, and to define it, is that the Best You Legacy Club helps individuals and businesses find their purpose. By building people, we believe that we build businesses and help find a meaning to why we do it. We create events all around the world. We brainstorm with like-minded people that want to contribute, help, share, and make a difference. In these safe havens, we build communities of individuals, support causes, charities, legacies, or creating your own. Ultimately, we help people discover their true purpose, find their legacy. And this is what I feel is missing. This is why I've come up with this concept, this idea of the Legacy Club. This is a place where we invite inspiring speakers that are creating charities, causes, helping people that really need help. But we're having the conversations, and not only we're connecting, but we're also supporting and helping each other. And I'll explain to you a little bit more about the formats of these meetings, because there's a lot that we do in these places. So what does leaving a legacy mean? We were exploring that in a few slides ago. And the thing is that the planet has many challenges. And we're talking about many, many, many challenges. And to name a few, and I'm probably going to leave quite a lot out, there's all sorts of issues and challenges that we have. And one of them is obviously right at the top of the list is mental health. It's a big challenge out there. There's a lot of people struggling with mental health. Homelessness, it's terrible and it's appalling how many people live in the streets, and we're talking in the streets of London. I mean, I've been in LA for a long time now, and I know how bad it is over there. Suicide, one of the biggest killers in the UK. Bullying, inequality, the abuse of women in the workforce or simply in the streets. Global warming, obviously very current right now. Slavery, more than 38 million slaves. animal extinction, hunger, war, homophobia, etc. You name it. There's so many challenges that the planet has out there. And I believe that the idea of personal professional growth, personal development has to be at the forefront of making sure that you individually are becoming the best version of yourselves, but ultimately we're going out there to make the world a better place. These aren't simple, cheesy words to make the world a better place. No, these are words that have a meaning. We're here for a reason, and we have to explore what that reason is, but we ultimately have to make sure that we make the world a better place. So let's address the elephant in the room, and that's what this is what this picture's about. The elephant in the room is our mortality. Yes. I always ask this question in the Legacy Club's meetings: is anyone immortal here? And I'm not going to ask you guys, because I'm sure there might be a few immortals among the webinar watchers today, but I haven't come across any. And the fact is, that's the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that we know we're here for a limited period of time, but we don't necessarily focus or spend enough time about thinking about that. And the fact is that the clock is ticking. I use this anchor that we use in the Legacy Clubs to say that we have a countdown. Imagine you've got a countdown here, and this countdown is telling you how long you've got. You can't see it, but you know it's there, and you can see the reflection in your face. And the fact is that the clock is ticking for everyone, And the fact is that we have a limited time. We have a limited time. And the other fact is that we actually don't know how long we have. None of us know how long we have. It might be today, it might be tomorrow, it might be hopefully in 120 years from now. And let me ask you this question. Have any of you suffered with adversity? And I'm sure many of you have either lost a loved one, or you've had a friend that maybe all of a sudden, their life priorities change overnight because of an illness, or they simply got run over by a bus, or whatever. The fact is that we've all suffered from adversity. And a lot of you are currently maybe suffering from adversity at this time in your life. And when it actually happens, what actually happens when we go through these dark days, dark moments, the reality checks of life is that all of a sudden we understand what is really important. It happens. All of a sudden, everything stops. Anything and everything that was important all of a sudden isn't important anymore. And the reason it's not is because, all of a sudden reality and life kicks in. So my question is, why wait? Why do we have to wait for the dark moments, the dark days, or adversity kicking us in the face or in the ghoulies? Why do we have to wait for that dark moment, that dark time, for us to all of a sudden react, for us to start identifying and understanding that, hey, you know what, there's a reality check here. I've got my priorities completely wrong. And for me and for many others, this is kind of what I've come to the conclusion, and I mean many others, many Legacy Club members, Legacy Club directors, for us, the Legacy Club is the missing piece. It is the missing piece. And that's what I'm going to continue with in my presentation in a minute. And I'm going to carry on explaining a little bit more about this at the moment. But what I wanted to do right now at this point is I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I just simply wanted to ask if any of you have any questions so far. If you've had any questions, I know we've got quite a few people here today. And I know quite a lot of you are going to be watching this as a recording. If you have any questions, this is the time to ask. If not, I'm going to continue going through the material because I'm hoping we can get this done in the next 15 to 20 minutes. And I hope some of the ideas I'm going to be sharing with you are thought-provoking, but please make sure that anytime, if you have any questions, you just ask me. If not, I'll be giving you the opportunity to ask me more questions in a minute. Okay? So all of you are still there, but you have no questions for me, which is great. I'm going to carry on. So the idea behind this is for us to explore. Hold on a minute. We do have a question. Let's see who this is. Excited about what's coming. Thank you, Rovita. So the idea here now is to continue with the idea of what the Legacy Club is and why something like this, in my opinion, in my modest opinion, is needed. And I think this is for anyone and everyone. So the Legacy Club is, in my opinion, and the opinions, as I said, of many, this is not only my idea anymore, it is the next big thing. and the way it works is that directors have to apply. They're vetted, they're verified, and it's a community. We're creating a community where we all help and support each other, where we mastermind and we work and we support each other, where we network together and we support each other in business. And I have a couple of questions for you that you can simply think about, but I want to ask you, are you trying to do it alone? Because I've done a lot of things in my life, and over the years I've experienced that I've been trying to do a lot of things alone. But let me ask you, are you trying to do things alone? Could you do with a team of partners? Would you want help? Would you want help from others? Would you want help to share and ask things that maybe you can't ask either a close friend, or you can't ask your wife or spouse, or maybe someone at work? Would you want the help from others? Are you interested in being global and being part of a global community? Do you want to share ideas? And if you do want to share ideas, to who or with who do you share those ideas? Do you have a place where people really support you? This is an important question. Do you have a place where people really support you? Do you work with like-minded people? Because, hey, I know that thankfully, because of my work, I'm surrounded with great individuals that are very like-minded, because we're all very passionate about personal and professional growth. But do you maybe work in a place where everyone's bloody negative? Do you want to improve? Do you want to improve? Are you passionate? That's why you got into personal development, because you want to improve. Do you want to move faster? Do you want to get wherever you want to get? Would you like to move faster? Would you like people to push you, to help you? Are you one of those that said, you know what, I know I could. I want people to push me all the time, and I don't need a lot of pushing, but I need it. And the important question is, do you want to leave a legacy? Is this important to you? Do you want to leave a legacy? So these are my questions, and what I wanted to do was to kind of really explore a few more questions with you. So could you do with some support? Would you like to connect with these like-minded people? Are you trying to do it alone? And how often do you get out and connect? This is an important question, because I think what happens is a lot of the times we tend to just literally get into work and go to work and then come home and then go and do something the weekends. But, you know, how often do you get out there, you know, turn your phones off, disconnect, and go and find a place where you can share? Do you brainstorm? Do you brainstorm ideas with people? And how much time do you actually spend on focusing on your legacy? So with this and what we've shared so far, there's going to be basically three conclusions here. That the three options is that discussing legacy is not for you. Legacy is not important to you. And that's absolutely fine. I'm non-judgmental here when it comes down to this. The second thing is that you might want to become a member. You might want to know how you can get involved and how we can help you and support you. And some of you potentially might be interested in finding out more about becoming a Legacy Club director and running a chapter for us in a city or town. So I want to explain to you quite briefly and very briefly how we run a meeting, what we do it. So there's three parts to a meeting. The first thing is that there's a couple of things. I didn't actually do a slide for this because I wanted to explain it to you. First of all, when you attend one of our meetings, there's three things that we ask you to do. We ask you to leave your ego outside. So there's a sign that says leave your ego outside. And it's important to me because a lot of people tend to walk into places with their egos. And sometimes, you know, we don't need it. We need to come, because everything we do in a Legacy Club, we do from a place of love. Okay, this is one of the anchors we do. Everything we do from a place of love. We do it also with honesty. And these are the things that we ask you to do. And we ask you also to turn your mobile phones off. Just simply turn it off. It's going to be fine. 3-4 hours, leave the phone off, and then we come back and it'll be there. But that's how the events are run. But there's three things that we do. First of all is we network, we mastermind in a very specific way, which is what we say, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I need some help with. And then there's other people around the table that look at you in the eyes and they give you the most beautiful feedback that you've ever had in your life, where they say to you, this is what I loved about what you said, this is what I didn't love so much, and this is what I would do differently. And then you make notes, and there's no feedback on the feedback. This is very important. There's no feedback on the feedback because there's no ego. So we're helping you. And you say, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I need some help with. Now, the help might be personally or it might be professionally. Maybe at the beginning, you want to be a little bit more professional. As the meetings go by, the sense of community starts growing in, starts building up, and then all of a sudden you are now asking for help personally. That's what we do. So we network and we mastermind. The second part that we do in a meeting is we invite an inspirational speaker. But this inspirational speaker is not there to sell you their £10,000 program or dollar program. They're there to inspire you, to talk to you about a charity, a cause, or something that they're working related. We've had some phenomenal speakers with all sorts of great charities to help you trigger something in your mind for you to be able to find your legacy. And the third thing we do is we coach. Okay, every Legacy Club director there has phenomenal skills. Every Legacy Club director that we have anywhere and everywhere in the world has phenomenal skills. That's a fact. Okay, so the third thing we do is we skills. That's what we do. That's a Legacy Club meeting. We compile that in 3 hours in the morning or afternoon. And the three things that we focus on basically is on your legacy. We really try and help you to understand what your purpose is and also to find what your legacy is. And the second thing is that the clubs, wherever they are, in Mumbai, in Amman, in Northern Ireland, in London, in Calabasas or Temecula, wherever they are, the purpose is for the legacy clubs to support a local charity and cause or causes, or find ways where they can be of service locally. And then all of us, legacy clubs around the world, we will then basically look at how we can help and support the world and how we can make it a better place. And I'm talking about in a massive way. So we've had some phenomenal speakers. That was one of the speakers is one of the speakers we had was Frank Shankwitz, which was the founder of Make-A-Wish Foundation. He was one of the speakers that spoke at one of my events in Hollywood. But as I said, we've had some phenomenal speakers. So the idea of that, this slide is about Let's Playing. That's the fact of how we do the meetings and the idea of the legacy club. So and this is where we are so far. We have legacy clubs now in London. We have them in Northern Ireland. We have them in LA. We have one in Dallas and Texas. We have them in Athens, in Bucharest, in Mumbai, in India. We have them in Dubai, in Switzerland and Jordan. And I hope I haven't forgotten any other cities because we are growing quite quickly. We've actually got a couple more that are happening in Manchester. We've got another one that's going to be happening. Well, we've got one in Surrey. So we have loads of other legacy clubs and so many more applications in place at the moment. That's what's happening. This came as an idea, as a concept, as a thought that I had, something that was needed. And all of a sudden we've got now all these chapters and hundreds of members all over the world. So what I wanted to do now is I wanted to introduce you some of the Legacy Club directors that are joining me here today. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to invite some of them to come and join me. But before I do, there's a question here about how do I find a real purpose? I have a lot of opportunity popping every now and then. Okay, how do you find your gift? The alone part is help. Well, look, these are all great questions. I'm going to go through them at the end, if that's okay with you, because there's some fantastic questions here and I really appreciate them. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to invite some of my directors here. So Brian and Janice, I'm going to invite you if you want to join us and share a few ideas. I've just literally popped you in straight away. So I hope you have a decent internet. Are you there, Brian, Janice? There you are.
Yeah. Oh, good. You can hear us.
Perfect. Great. How are you guys? You okay?
Yeah, we're doing great. Yeah, we have internet as long as we're in one spot in the room and it's not too windy outside. We have internet.
Please do not move. Okay, so anyone and everyone that's watching here today, I wanted to introduce you to Brian and Janice Muldoon. They are our Legacy Club directors in Belfast, in Northern Ireland. And Brian and Janice, it's been a pleasure because I've been working with them for quite some time anyway. We've been working together and they knew or understood the whole concept of the Legacy Club from its infancy, from the early days. So Brian and Janice, because I wanted to give the opportunity to some of the other directors we have here today to explain. So I wanted to do it in the format of how we do it at the Legacy Club. So tell me who you are, tell me what you do, and tell me how you help and support people.
So Brian's putting me on the hot seat. So yes, we're Brian and Janice Muldoon, and we are coaches and consultants. And our primary part of our business is that we help other coaches, consultants, and experts grow and scale their businesses online.
Brilliant. And share with us, so you guys, you've been running the Belfast office, and why did you feel, or why did you guys want to get involved, and why, kind of why you think this is important, and then share a little bit of some amazing stories of the meetings that you have in Belfast.
I think the main reason was, I think, a gap that I think that you had vocalized, but I think that many people already realized and knew and just weren't necessarily talking about it, is the crack, if you will, the flaw in the personal development space, where, it's a lot of people out there saying what you're not doing right, and what you should be doing, and stop doing this and start doing that. And I think that it can be misleading, gets people into a lot of unfortunate places where they can start to question themselves, their identity, and what is my purpose, and really starting to feel out of sorts. And so the Legacy Club was really what appealed to us, was that it was acknowledging that, and was saying, no, there's value in every life, and there's value in everything that you do, but we need a place where everyone is coming together for the same reasons. There's continuity there, and there's consistency, and that really appealed to us. And so,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's been transformational, in terms of the people who we have invited and continue to invite to come to our Legacy Club meetings in Belfast. You can just see the shift. We've seen people just completely open up with joy, with tears, with laughter, because they know they're in a good place. They know they're in the right place. And it gives us an opportunity as people who care, and also as coaches, to be able to guide, help, and support in any way possible. So that gives a lot of value to our lives as well.
Brilliant, and thank you, Brian, and Jess. You guys have been doing a great work over there. You're phenomenal ambassadors, and you're 100% committed. And but this is for me important as far as what I was mentioning before, is the quality of the Legacy Club directors that we have, who have phenomenal expertise entrepreneurial wise, but also vast knowledge in personal professional growth in any and every level. But that's kind of what excites me about this, is that you see, when you become part of the Legacy Club, it's just, we have our own network. So you get to connect with people like Brian and Janice, who can help you, support you. You might live in London, you might be going to Belfast, and you could go there, or in Calabasas in California. But what happens with the meetings, and I think you've experienced this yourself, Brian and Janice, haven't you? Is it's just kind of like the conversations have been getting deeper, and obviously kind of like the friendship and the brotherhood that comes from these meetings over the months has just been, I think, also kind of eye-opening for you guys as well, hasn't it?
It has, absolutely. I mean, we've been involved with, I think people can probably tell from our accent, we don't sound very Northern Irish. So we had moved over there from Canada. So we had attended a lot of different events, like any networking event that was going. We were getting into all of these things, some good and some not so good. But the thing with the Legacy Club that's so different, and we know that all our members and the new people that come along to it, is that it's for the people that are really interested in making those deeper connections. I mean, they're doing business. I mean, this is the great thing. It's not just showing up at an event and passing out business cards that you're gonna throw in the bin when you get home. It's meeting other like-minded people and building those relationships, like you said. But what we're also finding is people are supporting each other and doing business and referring business. So it's really the whole package, which I think it's just the perfect opportunity for people.
Well, thank you both very much, and yes, I agree. And one of the things I wanted to point out, funny enough, we have quite a lot of legacy club directors that used to be part of BNI, and I'm not sure if all of you are familiar. BNI stands for the Business Network Institute. You know, they've got thousands and thousands of chapters all around the world, and kind of the thing that I think the common denominator that we've all experienced in these kind of meetings, that they're pretty soulless. You know, they're just simply interested in your business card and not interested in you at all. And that's kind of the difference that makes a difference. So guys, thank you so much. And thank you for being here. And thank you for being part of it. Brilliant.
Thanks.
So Dania, I can see that you're around. So I'm going to invite you to speak. I hope you're ready. You're all normally ready. Dania?
Hi.
So let me introduce you, ladies and gentlemen. So Dania is our Legacy Club Director for Amman in Jordan. Now, Dania's done a lot of training with us over the years. Well, she's done so much training, I've lost count now. But Dania she's based in Amman. I was honored and delighted to launch the Legacy Club for her there a couple of months ago now. And I've got to say, it was what a beautiful country, what amazing people, and what an amazing launch it was in over there. So Dania, just tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what got you excited into running a legacy club for us over there in Amman.
Okay, my name is Dania. I am Jordanian Canadian, living in Amman, Jordan. What I do is I am a professional trainer, licensed in neurolinguistic programming now, and this is the line that I have really wanted to. That's why I've been to many seminars, workshops with you, because it's something that I really loved. I've been helping people all my life. I had this inspiring personality, very positive. So what got me to be a director is because we can say that story over and over again, is when I went to the expo, the Best You Expo in February, I was amused and so happy and impressed by how everything was organized and the sum of things I learned in one day. And it was just, I wish time would just stop and not pass. And of course, when they told me that you are the one organizing all of that, I got to know you, and I loved the way you were sorting things and doing things, and your enthusiasm and connection. So I think when I had that thought is because I have so much energy, I have so much to give, I have so many ideas, and I felt I wanted to be the first one to bring it to the Arab world. And the launch day was amazing. My second meeting, which I lost over 20 people because of security issues, that they canceled my meeting the same day at the hotel. And we were able to save 21 people to come, and they were so excited and happy, and everybody comes out of it always with great energy, with beautiful connection. And they always tell me that they love the part where they share, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I can help you with. They love it. I'm giving them free training. This is how I enjoy it, and I didn't yet get to the part where I want to really invent and create new ideas. So I'm excited to the days to come, for I really always want to do something different. And for the word of the Best You Legacy Club, yes, people do love the word legacy, but maybe it's the word that we should not just connect it with after leaving this life. It's in our life. And of course, the love word that we miss nowadays, because everybody's busy to love through writing, not through feelings and like a look, like a touch, I just mean that simple connection is really amazing, and the energy in it is always positive.
Well, thank you, Dania, and you know, you've done a great job, and I get it, kind of like you want to get there straight away, but you know, it takes time to build these things, and you've already done a phenomenal job, and you connect with people in such a great level. So I want to thank you so much, Dania. And one of the things that thank you, Dania, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And one of the things that Dania was saying is the fact of, I think she was talking about the idea of love. I mean, we talk about everything we do from a place of love. This is our anchor. We do it that way because I think kind of like, look, you know, I'm Spanish, okay, and I'm a tough guy, I'm I can be quite crude sometimes. But what I'm saying is that I think that this is the thing that's missing. One of the things that's missing is the idea around what is my purpose? What am I here for? I need to start thinking. We need to start thinking and exploring that. But apart from that, what's missing is love. You know, what's missing is love, is sharing love, is talking about love. You know, being kind is loving. Saying nice things is loving. So that's what's missing. That's what I think is down to. It's down to basically the quality of your thoughts. What do you think and what you're thinking about? The idea of focusing and understanding that what is my purpose and how much time am I spending about what my purpose is and what my legacy is? What am I going to leave behind? How am I going to inspire people? And then doing things from a place of love. And that's why I think people, as Daniel was pointing out, you know, that's why people love it. And there's nothing like connecting. You know, this is a Zoom, this is a webinar, and we're doing it online and we're connecting. But if we were doing all this in a room together, we all know that it would be a completely different experience. And that's what we do there. So thank you, Dania. Thank you, Brian and Janice. Now, I've got a couple of other Legacy Club directors here. Now, Louise, I'm going to invite you to say a few words if you're ready. Louise? Louise Moore, are you there?
I am here.
Perfect, great. So let me introduce you very briefly. Louise is one of our new Legacy Club directors. She's going to be running London for us. And Louise, tell us who you are, what you do, and how you want to help people, and why you got involved in running one of these legacy clubs, because you've got a phenomenal track record in doing what you've been doing for a very long time.
Yes, thank you, Bernardo, and hello to everybody that's listening. It's great to be here. Well, I am a mum. I'm married, 2 gorgeous daughters. I've worked in the area of therapies for most of my career, starting off in psychology, psychotherapy, and moving into hypnosis. I had a passion from a very young age to work with people and enjoyed seeing the outcomes of making a difference. So when I was able, I took on my own clinic, and that helped me to develop a second clinic. So now I work in the heart of London and also in the beautiful countryside of Suffolk. And along the way, I developed a training program to teach other people to do what I do, because I just love it. And I'm very thankful every day that I get to meet wonderful people and inspire them and make a difference. And that's why when I came across the Legacy Club, I was very excited to apply to take on a director's role, because I really love working with groups of people. I love to connect in and create energy together and see how we can make that difference. And for me, Bernardo, legacy really is about how many people we touch and the difference that makes.
Absolutely. And thank you, Louisa. And I agree. I think that's kind of what it's all about. But I think this is the comment, and that's why kind of for me, I thought, you know, am I talking silly things here? That's kind of why I thought, isn't this the thing that's missing around personal professional growth? You know, I think this is why we do it. But then I'm surprised that, because, you know, hey, let's go and do a Tony Robbins event. Let's jump up and down for 5 days, and then let's go out there and have phenomenal energy and feel great. Don't get me wrong. But then what happens next? You know, how is that translating into a new reality? How is that translating into me being able to connect with other people regularly? So I keep on track and I really start focusing on that. So that's what makes a difference. Well, listen, Louise, we're very excited. So again, when we were talking about the 3 parts of a Legacy Club meeting: the networking, the business networking, the second part, which is bringing an inspirational speaker, and then the skills. Well, there you go. You've got someone like Louise, you've got someone like Brian, you've got Brian and Janice, you've got all these phenomenal Legacy Club directors that are providing you phenomenal skills. So Louise, I'm delighted to have you being part of the Legacy Club, and I can't wait for you to launch yours, which is, when is it, in February?
February, yes. Working towards the end of February, so really excited.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be a lot more information on the webpage for you and for anyone else that wants to find out more about your meetings in London. Thank you so much, Louise. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And I know we've got a couple of other Legacy Club directors here. Not all of them have been able to join us today, but I do want to invite just some more that I've seen. So Tatiana, I know you're there. I would like to invite you to say a few words, because we haven't had the opportunity to meet. This has happened to me. Some Legacy Club directors have launched them, and because either I've been in a different country or they've even coincided with where I was someone else. I think I was in Amman when we launched with Tatiana.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Well, so Tatiana, I'm going to let her introduce herself, because Tatiana is, a phenomenal force, okay? A phenomenal force. And she's got a great story. And I was delighted to have Tatiana and Michael, who's Michael D. Butler. They're both running this phenomenal Legacy Club in Carlsbad. So they launched a little while ago. And I wasn't able to attend the meeting. I think I was in Amman at that time. And I haven't had the pleasure of meeting personally Tatiana, but she's running a Legacy Club up. So Tatiana, please tell us who you are, what you do, and why you wanted to get involved in running a Legacy Club for us in beautiful Carlsbad.
Hi, thank you so much. First, I want to introduce my little Jedi next to me, Alex, and that is where my force comes from. He's listening so patiently right now. I'm a retired Marine. I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps raising my 4 boys on my own. And I have always been searching for better ways to spend our days, or I was always in the researching the mind and the mental wellness for myself. I struggled as a mom in my life, and I've never had support for my family. So that pushed me to just research our mind and how I can lift myself up on my own, and to teach my kids how to do the same. It was a very, very tough time. So that pushed me to get my degree in psychology. And 4 years ago, I went back to UCSD for neuroscience. So I've struggled a lot in the Marine Corps with PTSD and different things. So here I am. I'm still a student, and I think I'll be forever a student. And my wish is to just share whatever knowledge I have. People say I'm super magnetic, and they love to be around me. So I want to use that to help whoever I can in my community, anywhere else in the world, any other Legacy Club directors who want to be directors, who don't have support. I'm happy to support. I'm happy to reach out for anyone when they're in need, because I do know what it feels like to not have to support and have to just push on your own. This was a no-brainer, actually. I've known Michael for years, 6-7 years now. I think anything and everything Bernardo had to say today, I was seconding. There was just barely any thought behind why I would want to join. It's something I always pondered, the purpose of my life and what am I going to leave for my kids. And as I lived through my days, the good ones and the bad ones, I discovered that our legacy is every single day, every single minute, the good ones and the bad ones. And that's just something, we leave the legacy by sharing absolutely everything, and just teaching our kids and connecting with our kids and connecting with our neighbors, just anyone and everyone out there, just to be and to be helpful, to connect as people, as humans. So also I just want to add, I believe Legacy Club is not just for business owners and just for like people who are, you know, on this path. One of my goals is to reach out to people who are not here in this community, who don't think like us, and to just knock on their doors, so to speak, in their mind, and have them reach out where they are in their life, and just to have them ponder and just to kind of wake up people. And you never know whose life you can change and whose life that person can change, and so on down the list. I'm just so grateful to be here, and so grateful for you, Bernardo, for trusting me. And I'm here to connect with absolutely everyone here and to help whoever I can.
Well, thank you so much, Tatiana. You're a blessing. First of all, thank you so much. Thank you for your great energy, and can't wait to meet you. So thank you for being here. So one of the things that that Tatiana was talking about, and it's very close to my heart as well. I believe, and I believe a lot of the things that you were saying yourself personally. Obviously, it's about opening it up to as many people as possible. One of the things that we're exploring and discussing is the idea is to invite as many kids and teenagers as possible. So we want our members to start bringing their kids in so they can start experiencing what it is to talk about these things, and to start planting the seeds for them to start creating their legacies in the future. Additionally to that, we were talking, Tatiana briefly talked about PTSD. Look, a lot of the stuff that's happening is just simply unacceptable. My vision and my dream is for us to be able to create thousands of chapters around the world, and then have tens of thousands and then hundreds of thousands of members. So then we can go out and create massive dramatic change, where we can raise ridiculous amounts of money, or we can put coaches, trainers, therapists in different countries to train people, where we can provide them skills, where we can really put our sleeves up and just really go out there and work and address it. I think anything and everything that's out there is possible. I mean, if you look at what's happening with climate change right now, these politicians have no option. They have no option than just basically starting to change the way they think and starting to adapt to the new realities. And that's the fact. We need to establish new realities with anything and everything. We need to establish new realities for personal development. We need to establish new realities to the things that are simply unacceptable anymore, and deal with them, because it's just not good enough. So that's kind of the big vision and the big mission of really going out at a big, massive scale, where we could build, and sign agreements or deals with the United Nations, or where we could go and really have a massive global impact, where we could send 7,000 coaches to tens of countries all over the world. You name it, that's the whole idea behind it. So what I wanted to do now is to invite another Legacy Club director, who I believe is still here, Ursula. I'm going to invite you to talk if you are ready. So Ursula, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Hello. So Ursula Garrett, very excited to have you here. So Ursula is our Legacy Club director for Temecula. And I met Ursula quite a little while ago. I think Ursula came to speak at one of our expos. I'm not sure if she came as an attendee first, but I remember her speaking, and then eventually she became a Legacy Club director. I was there at one of her events, and but Ursula has got her fingers in many pies. She's a very smart lady, and I'm just delighted to have her. So Ursula, please, as some of our previous directors, tell us who you are, what you do, and kind of why, you got involved in the Legacy Club, and why you think this is kind of different to other things out there.
Yes, so I'm Ursula Garrett, as he's mentioned. I'm a certified public accountant, and I work with entrepreneurs, helping them to build their empires one asset at a time. And that's how I ended up meeting Bernardo. Yes, I did speak at your Best Do Expo, the one in London earlier this year, February, I think it was. And I had already become a Legacy director by the time I actually spoke and was an exhibitor at the event. And I was really impressed with the quality of the speakers and the quality of the people that you brought together. So that was really, really amazing for me. And even though my Legacy Club is called Temecula, I really service the Inland Empire, which is a huge area here in Southern California. The thing that drew me to being a Legacy Club director is I see so many people that are adrift, and they don't really know how to accomplish some of the things that they're trying to do. And I'm the mother of 5 daughters, and in my family we have a legacy of young mothers, teen moms, and becoming grandparents at very young age. So as a mother of 5 daughters, my one goal was to create the legacy of no longer having teen moms in the family. That was my sole purpose my legacy for being a parent. And I can tell you that I did the job really well. I think I have my 5 daughters are ages 24 to 40, and I have 0 grandchildren. So maybe I did it a little too well. But I see so many, so many young women and young people, they get to be my age and they're still floundering, trying to figure out what is the meaning of my life? What am I trying to do? How can I do that? And I see the Legacy Club as a way of helping people figure out, what do you want your life to be? When you die, what do you want people to say about you? If you were to die today, what would people say about you? How would you be remembered? And if your legacy is simply about how much money you're leaving behind, well, that is a pretty sad legacy to leave. So helping people figure out their whys, which is one of the reasons I really love your book, Bernardo.
Well, thank you.
Helping others to figure out their whys and how to turn their whys into action. How do they implement steps to get to satisfy their whys? And I think as a legacy, being in the Legacy Club, it gives us an opportunity to work with others that are looking to answer some of those questions, that are looking to make a difference. And earlier you asked us to tell about something that's happened in our Legacy Club that's made an impact. Well, in my November meeting, we had a speaker, a young lady who has an organization. She formed an organization called My Sister's Keeper. My Sister's Keeper Success Institute, where she works with young women, mentoring them. And 2 things happened from that. She got volunteers for her event that happened last weekend, number 1. And number 2, she was doing a fundraising drive to be able to support her organization. And I don't have the final numbers, but I think I saw a message where she said they met their fundraising goal, in part to speaking at our event and getting other people involved. So I think that's the impact where I've gotten feedback that, you know, even small impacts, even small gestures can make a large impact.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Ursula. I love those stories, you've got, well, first of all, it's very difficult to believe you've got 5 daughters. I mean, I know you started young, or relatively young, but I know they're all phenomenal girls, and you are very successful at what you do, and this is kind of what excites me, to see, you know, such great professionals like yourself, you know, involved in the deep, important things, and doing some great work out there, you know, and kind of, you know, hey, we've started all these Legacy Club meetings with very few people. You know, I've started my own with 3 or 4 people, or 5 or 6, you know, but kind of like, for me to see kind of how this is growing and how these different countries and how things are translating, and then for you to share these stories, I want to thank you. So thank you so much, Ursula. Thank you for being here, and thank you for doing what you're doing.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much. So, boys and girls, I'm going to explain just basically kind of what it is that, you know, kind of a little bit more in material of what it is to become a Legacy Club member, and the advantages of becoming a Legacy Club member, or the advantages of becoming a Legacy Club director. I got a couple of my girls here from my team who I'm going to ask them to, not yet, but I'm going to ask them to share very briefly some links on the chat that you can write down, which is for you to find out, to apply more, to either become members or directors. And I know some of you, obviously we have your contact details, but we'll email you. But if you wanted just to basically get some more information or speak to someone, then just literally put your email address and we'll contact you. We'll speak to you. But this is going to be recorded, so some of you are watching it recorded, either now or in the future. Please make sure that you contact us at any time, because, you know, we're open to really make a difference globally. And we're looking for, as I said, to like-minded individuals that can share the same dream, the same vision of this phenomenal ripple effect that we can all have. And I literally just ran through very quickly about the idea of running these Legacy Clubs in schools, colleges. But this is so exciting. Can you imagine what it's like once all these clubs are running with 50, 100 members, and then we start inviting the teenagers? Can you imagine the impact this can have when a 16-year-old kid is talking about, this is why I am, this is what I do, this is what I need some help with? And imagine when you're giving them feedback, this is what I love, this is what I didn't love, this is what I would do differently, which is the feedback that we're giving them, so they improve their presentation skills. That's the coaching aspect. But apart from that, we're giving each other what we call these "You See Me" cards, which is hey, this is how I can help you. This is the connection. So can you imagine when that starts happening? This is going to be a phenomenal and exciting opportunity. So I've introduced a few directors. So my question to you is, if some of you, which I assume, if you're interested in online content, if you're interested in attending seminars, if you buy books, or if you're a fan of NLP, if you read books, if you like webinars, if you like discounts, and if you like good deals, well, look, this is one of the reasons why you should become a Best You Legacy Club member, because basically we provide free seminars. We offer you a 25% discount on any VIP tickets. We give you access to all our content, the Best You magazine. We give you and recommend you 2 books every month. If any of you are signing up to become a Legacy Club member, either today or in a recorded version, I'm offering my book, The Question, Find Your True Purpose, for free for those of you that sign up. And we also offer, as a Best You Legacy Club member, we offer you a 10% discount on all our products and services. So if you want to speak at the expo, 10% discount. If you want to do some NLP training, 10% discount. You also get access to 12 exclusive webinars that we do all year round. Excuse me. So additionally to that, what we have is we have a group. We have a Facebook group, a private Facebook group, but we also have a network. We're building our own app. So very soon, we're going to have our own app, which is going to have our own social platform. That is what you get. So you get to see the profile of everyone, any member, any director, so you can connect with them the same as you would do if you were on Facebook or LinkedIn. You also get access to the Turning Pro program. Now, the Turning Pro program is a program that I put together a couple of years ago. It's a phenomenal training program that provides you 12 experts where we run modules on mindset, branding, public speaking, strategy, video marketing, how to get your book published, copywriting, revenue streams, product creation, seminars, social media, and how to get in the media. That's what's included in the Turning Pro program. It's a phenomenal program. Excuse me. This is a program that is valued at least $4,500, but it's included also in the Best You Legacy Club membership. It's a great program. As I said, it's included. Additionally to that, what you also get is you get access to lots of amazing content. These are some of the testimonials that we've had from people that have done the Turning Pro. Trust me, it's a phenomenal program. 12 modules, 12 experts. You also get access to all our library of content. This is more than 700 talks recorded. Mastin Kipp, Jim Quick, Dave Asprey, Jason Vale, you name it, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of talks. We also got NLP live talks. There's more than 60 talks from world leaders, including Dr. Richard Bandler, John Lavelle, Kathleen Lavelle, you name it, hundreds of talks also included in there. That whole library, which is valued at least $159, that's included. You get access to all the NLP live talks, which we value at $69. And basically, as I said, this is a summary of all the things that you get. Now, unbelievably, all this content, all the access is just literally $1 a day. It's $365. That's what we charge for the Turning Pro, for the Best You Online, the NLP Live Talks, the 10% discount, the Best You magazine. It's basically, it's $1 a day. It's $365. So if just, saving 10% on a course, so for example, imagine an NLP course could be $3,000-$4,000 where you get a 10%, that's $400 knocked off. So that literally covers your Legacy Club membership. Or you want to speak or exhibit at the expo, that's going to cost you easily between $2,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 to $10,000 to $12,000, 10% discount on that as a Legacy Club member. But you get to attend any of the things that we offer you. That's included. We obviously provide you a QR code. You get your own wallet, but that's the value. It's $4,500 for the Turning Pro, and NLP Live Talks $69, $159 for the Best You Online. Is valued around $4,700. Just the online content plus the 10%. It's only $1 a day. We charge $365. That's it. It's unbelievable. Is it cheap? It's far too cheap. And it will go up. We're probably going to be putting the Best You Legacy Club membership at around $450, $490. That will be the value of it. But at the moment, we're trying to build the community as quickly as we can. And what we will be doing is for every member that becomes a member, anyone that's in need that could take advantage of the Best You Online, any charity, any cause, please tell us and we'll give them the login details for free. That's what we're doing. So I would like, and I would ask Alex and Bev, maybe one of you, if you could please share the login details on the chat for people to become a member. Because you can simply apply or you can just simply subscribe now. And there is the option. It's $1 a day, $365, or $36.50 a month. If you wanted to pay monthly, works out $438, but it's still $1 a day if you pay in one go, or $438, $36.50 if you wanted to pay monthly. That's it. That's what it is. That's how quickly you can become a Best You Legacy Club member. And what that gives you access is not only to a Legacy Club meeting anywhere, wherever we have a Legacy Club meeting, but it would also give you access for you to potentially logging in any of them online. We're looking at running more of our Legacy Clubs online so you can connect virtually, but it would also give you the option to attend any Legacy Club meeting anywhere in the world, anywhere. So you want to attend the one in Calabasas, you want to attend the one in Temecula with Ursula, or you want to go and attend the one in Tatiana with Tatiana and Carlsbad, you can attend any Legacy Club meeting anywhere in the world. That's the link. As I said, I've asked now Alex and Bev to share it. It's going to be at the bottom of this page if you're watching it as a recording. But we're also looking for 100 new directors. Now, this is by application only, but what we do is obviously if this is something that's appealing to you, well, basically what we do is we promote you, we work together, there's a brand association, we give you the know-how, there's a shared revenue. Obviously, you have all our brand portfolio. It's literally a business in a box. We're not asking you to stop doing what you're doing. We're asking you to add something of phenomenal value, of service to you to help you grow your network even more, but also to do something that has a bit more of a purpose. Not that what you do doesn't, but even have more of a purpose. This is a $3 trillion industry. These are some of the facts of obviously personal professional growth. It's a massive growing industry. It's a phenomenal opportunity for anyone that wants to kind of explore and help us expand the brand globally. And basically, you know, that's it. There's loads of facts about, you know, the increase of e-learning, which is $46 billion now. One they're talking about to LinkedIn was purchased for $1.5 billion. There's some phenomenal facts about the growth of this industry in the years to come. And we want the Best You Legacy Club to become the largest personal development platform for personal and professional growth on the planet. That's what we want it to become. That's my objective. Watch this space, and you can join us now if you're interested. There's obviously other networks out there, and you look at BNI with 230,000 members and 8,400 locations. Well, this is something obviously that we can do. The license fees for this could go up to $45,000. The Rotary Club. So there's all sorts of business opportunities here, and obviously, you know, you can run the Legacy Club meetings, you can run Inspiring People Talks. There's so many different ways where we could provide you additional resources, but we provide you everything that you need in order to run a Legacy Club meeting for us. And as I said, we already have more and more Legacy Clubs launching all over the place. Didn't mention, I think, Mumbai before. Very excited. That's Sirisha running one for us. And we also have one in Athens with Evie, which wasn't with us today. But basically, there's a revenue share for you. So if you're interested in joining us, if you want to find out more on how you can become a Legacy Club director and the resources that we can provide you and the additional revenue streams that you can have, this is an amazing investment. And, you know, we've obviously invested millions and millions of pounds or dollars to build our brand, and you can benefit at a very, very small amount. And basically the amount is as little as not $4,900, is $2,490 at this time right now. So I am going to answer some of the questions for some of you that are still asked me previously. I hope that, yeah, we've got here the links for you to become a Legacy Club director and a Legacy Club member. I want to thank you, Alex, for sharing those. They're here in the chat. We're also here in the chat if you have any other questions. Perfect. Tatiana saying that if you want to become a Legacy Club member, you can't afford it. So there's a way that we can find out. So I wanted to go through some of the questions that we've had here before. How do I find my real purpose? I have a lot of opportunities. This is a, sorry, it says Galaxy SA, and I know you put the name here before. So I just wanted to see if I could find your name quickly. So anyway, the question is, how do I find my purpose? I've lost the opportunity popping every now and then. How do I validate a real one? Look, my belief when it comes down to finding the purpose is to really ask yourself empowering questions, okay? I believe that the quality of your life, I share this in my book, the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. You need to ask yourself empowering questions that really push you and motivate you to really start identifying what is it you're here for, what do you want to leave behind. So if you start asking yourself empowering questions and you do something that you love, your purpose is there, and you do something with passion. But again, if you want to, I focus very much on that on my book. I'll be delighted to send you a copy if you are already a Legacy Club member, and if not, if you sign up. If not, go to Amazon. It's very affordable, and hopefully that can answer some of those questions. How do you find your gift? I think kind of what I believe happens is, this is one of the things that I really blew my mind when you look at people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, who built billions and fortunes, and then all of a sudden they now give it all away. It was something that I didn't really understand quite a few years ago, but I understand it. I understand it now. I fully understand. I think that when you start helping others and being of service, when you start really identifying the things that you're passionate about, the things that annoy you, like plastic or global warming or slavery, when you start really exploring those things that really annoy you, you will ultimately start finding your purpose, and you'll start doing things from a place of love. And when you start doing things from a place of love, then all of a sudden everything starts falling into place. And that is how you find your gift, I think, is exploring the things that you're passionate about, things that you want to make a difference. That's how I think you find your gift. Revital was saying that the alone part is difficult as hell. You need help. Looking forward to finding people that are willing to share and create together. Well, again, that's what we do at the Legacy Clubs. We get together on a monthly basis, we explore, we build communities, we ask the tough questions, we help and support each other, and we ultimately help you find what your legacy is. And then together as a community, we also do it locally, and we kick some ass. Veronica King had to leave, so I think she wanted you to send us some information. Bev, if you could do that, and then we've got some emails here as well, so if you take those details as well, Bev or Alex, from the chat, that'll be amazing. Thank you, Joanna, so interesting. I love being here. Thank you for being here. My pleasure. And then Joanna, you've also left your contact details. Thank you, we'll be in touch. And then I know Alex has left quite a few links there for you. Rushba, we got your details there. Thank you so much. So my thing is, okay, are there more online meetings? If not, if you can, yes, Saskia, great question. It is happening. One of the things that we are really encouraging our Legacy Club directors to do, and it's going to be happening in the coming months, is for all of them to start, not all of them, but slowly all of them will give you the option to join them online. So additionally, to be able to sign up and attend physically any of them, there'll be a link at the bottom of a Legacy Club meeting where you can be there virtually, okay? So you'll be able to see the speaker, where you'll be able to do, ask questions, or you'll be able to engage with people. So yes, that's a very important part of the growth of the Legacy Club. So everyone, I want to thank you all for being here today. I am delighted that you joined me here today. And I'm just saying is that we're all here for multiple reasons. We need to explore what those reasons are. The world is, I'm not going to use any strong words, but it's a bummed up place, okay? There's a word that starts with F and ends with D that we've shared, but I'm not. But the world needs leaders. The world needs inspirers. There is no they. That's one of the things I share on the meetings. There is no they. We are they. So please step up, take responsibility, go out there and make a bloody difference now. Okay, so I want to thank you so much. I want to thank everyone that was here live. I want to thank everyone that was here, all my Legacy Club directors that joined us today. And I want to thank each and every one of you. And with lots of love, may the best be with you. Take care. All the best. Have a great evening.